To understand Islam and the Muslim world more, buy my book, The Curse of God, Why I Left Islam. Available in all your favorite online bookstores. All right, folks, this is Harris Sultan, the ex-Muslim atheist, and welcome to another episode of Sultan's House of Sin. Now, I wonder where this thought comes from. What is it? What is different between me and that generation? And I'm seeing I actually looked at the statistics, and most of my audience are between the ages of 29 to 35. That's the biggest demographic that follows me. Most of them are males, obviously, but there was something okay. I mean, my generation was pretty screwed up as well. It still is, I guess. But this new generation, I'm talking about these Gen Z people, these Gen Z kids, they're just totally off their brains. Every Tom, Dick, and Harry is willing to murder someone, behead someone. This is the common slogan, Sartan se juda, which means behead them. This has become a common slogan across the board. You have celebrities, you have politicians, you have ordinary Abdul down the street. Everyone is talking about it. Everyone says it as though it's nothing. It's no big deal. So where does this mentality come from? Now, let me show you Pakistan's biggest influencer. His name is Waqar Saka. I've said it before that I've liked him on some issues, but most likely he's a product of Pakistan, so he's a hypocrite as well. He has had leaked photos of him partying in Vegas and doing everything that any guy would want to do. But then they all claim to be the lovers of profit. He was talking about bringing PayPal, Google, YouTube, and eBay and Amazon, all of these high-tech companies into Pakistan. And then out of nowhere, he just blurted this out.
मैं कहता हूं खत्म नबूवत के लिए लड़ जाता हूं, अपने वीजे मेरे खराब हो जाए कुछ फर्क नहीं पड़ता, कादियानी हो या कोई भी हो, जो मेरे आखिरी नबी हजरत मोहम्मद मुस्तफा सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम के बारे में कुछ बोलेगा, सर तन से जुदा. खत्म हो गई बात.
See, he's the biggest Pakistani social influencer, and he's saying anyone who speaks anything ill of our prophet, behead him. That's it. End of story. End of discussion. Behead them. Not arrest them, not have them charged, behead them. That's what he's saying. That's where the mentality comes from. That's how they talk about this. So as if it's nothing. And I know he's a hypocrite. I know he loves his life. I know he likes to travel. I know he likes to party. And in the video, he said, I wouldn't care about, even if I lose my ability to go overseas, I would still say the same thing. I know he won't say the same thing because I made a video in Urdu. Last I looked, we've had nearly over 20,000 views. He hasn't responded to it because he knows it's a big deal. He wouldn't respond. He wouldn't want to lose his ability to apply for visas. I want these people to understand that there are consequences when you say silly things like this. He needs to understand. He knows that in the Western world, in a civilized world now, you can't even make a sexist remark and get away with it. Large corporations, they don't want to have anything to do with you. They distance themselves from you. And rightfully so. Why should a business suffer because of an employee or a partner or an associate sexist and bigoted views? Why? So why would he say such a thing? Because he is appealing to the crowd. He knows that if he makes statements like these, people will pat him on the back. That it's all about that. It's all about scoring points. It's all about if your popularity is down, say something. Pretend to be the lover of the prophet, and that's it. Everything's fine. All your past sins and crimes are forgotten. And now you're number one. And that's exactly what happens. I'll show you some other celebrities as well who are doing that. And that's what they do. But what they don't realize is that when they make statements like these, it influences people like this. It poisons the minds of people like this or this one. That's what it does. But to them, it doesn't matter. To them, it's just about scoring points, getting more followers, and everything's fine. But he needs to understand, if PayPal sees this, none of them would want to speak with him. If YouTube sees that, or he started another hashtag tagging the CEO of YouTube, or probably CEO of Google. I don't know. I can't remember. Anyway, so he was tagging a CEO of YouTube or Google, saying that we need an office of YouTube in Pakistan. What do you think that CEO would do if he or she sees this? What do you think? She's not going to want to have to deal with you. This is what he said. Let me show you. So now, there's his saying. He's tagged Susan, Team YouTube. We want YouTube office in Pakistan. Please have a look. And that, 20,000 views at that time. And I said, well, yeah, you should make an office in Pakistan. So once someone makes a blasphemy video in Netherlands and puts it up on YouTube, all these Pakistanis will be burning their YouTube office. Do you really think that YouTube would want to come to Pakistan, in a country like that, where you, Vakazaka, you are contributing in making this already intolerant society more intolerant?
मेरे आखिरी नबी हजरत मोहम्मद मुस्तफ़ा सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम के बारे में कुछ बोलेगा, सर तन से जुदा। खत्म हो गई बात।
Do you think YouTube would want to come there? Do you think PayPal would want to come there? Well, he said, so be it. Have a look at the next clip.
Thank you so much जी। पाकिस्तानी दिया है, सर यार सर तन से जुदा, शर्म करो। पेपैल ऐसे मुल्कों में पेपैल नहीं चाहिए। जो खातमुल अंबियीन, जो हमारे आखिरी नबी हजरत मोहम्मद मुस्तफ़ा सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम की शान में गुस्ताखी की तरफ लेके जाएगा, हमें कोई ऐसी चीज नहीं चाहिए। आई, और तुम कौन हो भाई? मैं लेकर आऊंगा यहाँ पर। मैंने वादा किया ना, मैं लेकर आऊंगा। हमारे मजहब के बारे में कोई उल्टी बात क्यों करेगा भाई?
So I sent him a super chat and I said, what are you talking about? You can't make statements like these and then expect PayPal, YouTube, etc., these large tech companies to come to Pakistan, because any day their buildings could be burnt down. I don't know if you remember, when there was a Danish cartoon issue, they burnt down few McDonald's. I mean, McDonald's is an American corporation, got nothing to do with Danish cartoons, but they burnt it down. I think it was in Gulberg. I think it was the first one in Lahore. They burnt it down. So you're making a country which is not safe for foreign investments. I mean, investors don't care about your religion or anything. They care about making money. You can't make money in an unsafe country, or in a country where there's no law and order, where there's Neanderthals running around. And that's what you're doing. That's where the mentality comes from. To help me produce more videos like these, support me on Patreon or PayPal.